hating.
Was shot at. Thankfully,
God.
no one was hurt.
What?
But this incident
In
marked
Virginia
the beginning
Beach.
of a
Who else would have came up with fucking hard? Who else would have came up with hard in the motherfucking paint? Who else would have came up with hard in the paint? You tell me.
Waka Flocka forced to take cover during a shooting in northwest Atlanta in a recording studio.
Detained. That includes the rapper Waka Flocka, his brother, and an employee at the business here. This all started with a shootout in the parking lot. A shootout here with multiple shots fired and one person hit.
The darkness in the music industry has taken away a lot of fan favorites. But when you look at Waka Flocka, his story is something else. This man has been caught in endless gunfights.
Before your debut album, you were shot and robbed at a car wash. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I still go to the car wash. Yeah, I know what happened. Definitely, 100%. I thank God for that too. That was a blessing.
Run-ins with real gangsters and all kinds of wild situations.
We out here eating, bro. We out here eating, bro.
Drip shit, man.
This shit way bigger than this, bro. Get easy, you gonna do it. What you want to do?
That's behind us, man. Keep your eyes clear, man.
You got the black eye on there. You feel me?
Niggas hating.
You feel me? You see it?
Niggas be hating, boy. Can never live in Atlanta.
You feel me?
I'll never live in my fucking.
This what I do.
I don't give a fuck if a nigga dap me up. You a hater to me.
The fact that he's
haters.
Thriving is like something out of a movie. A lot of rappers and street figures didn't even make it through half of what Waka went through, and yet many of them met their tragic fates way before their time. But somehow, Waka seems like he's got 9 lives. Maybe that's why he decided to come up with a plan to change his life for the better. Let's take a closer look at his journey.
What I was and what I'm doing. When I got shot, my leader ain't called me. He ain't called me and said, yo, you okay? You know what I'm saying? That was Warner Brother. Guess what this man said? Yo, can you record? But after I got shot, I never in my life trust labels. Because you money to it.
Yeah.
You ain't no artist. You a golden ticket.
Waka Flocka is one of those rare artists who reached the top of the music game without spiraling into a tragic downfall. But make no mistake, his life was anything but easy. It all started in the year 2000 when his life took a dark turn after the tragic death of his younger brother, Raleek Malphurs. At just 10 years old, Raleek lost his life due to a simple, innocent decision that Waka, whose real name is Joaquin, made that day. Their mom, Deborah Antony, had strict rules about not leaving the house after school until she got home from work. But on that fateful day in Riverdale, Georgia, Raleek promised a friend he'd help him with some homework. Waka encouraged him to sneak out and said he'd cover for him if their mom got home early. Tragically, Raleek left, and a drunk driver who happened to be their neighbor struck him, running over his head. To make matters even worse, the driver was found not guilty. The pain of losing his brother in such a senseless way haunted Waka for the next decade, leaving him lost and unsure of his own identity.
I don't know who I was from 8th grade to I'm talking about from 14 to 26.
During these tough times, Waka was fortunate to have a strong, determined mother. Deborah Antony wasn't just a loving parent. She was a hustler who worked multiple jobs to support Waka and his siblings. And soon, she would change both of their lives in ways they couldn't have imagined. She eventually landed a job with the Georgia Department of Family and Children's Services, and that position allowed her to rub elbows with names in the local music scene. Ludacris, for example, used to visit the kids at the shelter where she worked, giving back to the community.
And my whole life was just different. And then here I meet Ludacris. Wow. I met Ludacris. But at that time, Ludacris was not Ludacris. He was Chris Lover.
But Deborah wasn't exactly new to the music world. Her brother, Bimmy Antony, was a key player in the industry, working as an AANDR at Def Jam, hanging out with LL Cool J, and helping to shape the careers of artists like
Waka Flocka really come from musical background for real.
Hip hop scene. Deborah, though, hadn't planned on getting involved in music herself.
In his blood, nigga.
Fate had other plans.
Who else would have came up with fucking hard? Who else would have came up with hard in the motherfucking paint? Who else would have came up with hard in the paint? You tell me. Would you come up with that shit? Exactly.
In 2005,
Couldn't,
she got
you're
a
not
call
Waka
asking
Flocka
if she
Flame,
could help
nigga.
out a local rapper who was just getting out of jail and needed to set up some community service. That rapper was none other than Gucci Mane. Gucci was just beginning to bubble on the Atlanta scene after his single Icy dropped in 2005, but he was far from the major success he would eventually become. Deborah saw potential in Gucci and decided to help him out. Not only did she help him with his community service, but she also saw something in him that made her think he could go far in the industry. She had the knowledge, the industry connections, and most importantly, she had a spare room in her house where Gucci could stay rent-free. Before long, Gucci was living with Waka and his brothers, and the two became extremely close. Over the next year, Waka and Gucci's bond grew even stronger, especially after Gucci officially signed to Deborah's newly launched management company Mizé Entertainment in 2007. The company would go on to launch the careers of artists like French Montana and Nicki Minaj. Waka Flocka saw Gucci Mane as more than just a friend. They were like brothers. Waka was always ready to help Gucci with his rap career in any way he could.
I started from right there. So you know what I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be your assistant, bro.
Right.
I'm gonna be your security. I never knew these titles, but this is what I was doing. Hey, bro, you can't even pick a bag up. You're a star.
But Gucci had a habit of getting into trouble, constantly in and out of jail, which seriously slowed down the momentum of his career. This left Waka in a tough spot, unsure of what the future held for their team. Not wanting to see his family's hustle fail, Waka decided it was time to take matters into his own hands. Even though Gucci straight up told him that rapping wasn't for him and that he'd be better off just being a street dude, Waka didn't care. He had a mission to make it big. On January 14th, 2009, Waka dropped his debut mixtape, Salute Me or Shoot Me. The project was packed with 23 tracks of raw, in-your-face trap music. It featured artists like Soulja Boy, his older brother Woo Da Kid, and even a verse from Gucci Mane himself. Managed by his mom, Deborah Antony, Waka also became part of Gucci's independent label So Icy Entertainment. In 2009 alone, Waka released a series of mixtapes that had the streets buzzing. His name was growing fast. However, the road to success wasn't smooth. During a recording session in Virginia Beach, Virginia, Waka was shot at. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
What?
But this incident
In Virginia
marked the beginning
Beach?
of a
I go to Virginia Beach all the time, bro. Why the fuck? Come on, that's a nice place. Why niggas shooting that Waka Flocka in
string
Virginia
of violent
Beach?
encounters that would follow him throughout his
Virginia
career.
Beach? Why y'all like that, man? Why y'all gotta be like that,
Despite
man?
these setbacks, 2010 became Waka's breakthrough year. His debut studio album, Flockavelli, dropped and took the rap world by storm. The album featured hit tracks like Oh Let's Do It, which peaked at No. 62 on the Billboard Hot 100, and No Hands, featuring Wale, which climbed all the way to number 13. Waka had officially arrived. Flockavelli is often credited with inspiring much of the mainstream trap sound that would dominate the next decade. But just as Waka was beginning to...
Who in here? Somebody gotta be in here. What was y'all niggas' favorite Waka Flocka song? I got several. Damn. I don't know if it's even from like this album. Like they're all from different like mixtapes. Salute Me. Grove Street was hard. Salute Me or Shoot Me was hard. What else was hard? What else was hard? What the fuck is a song called? Homies. Homies was hard. Have you ever heard Homies by by Waka Flocka? Yeah, listen to that. Shit. What's the other song? Don't mention No Hands. Yeah.
To enjoy the fruits of his success, he got a brutal reality check. On January 19th, 2010, he was shot and robbed at a bubble bath car wash in Atlanta. Similar to the tragic stories of other rappers, the robber targeted Waka for his jewelry. Luckily, Waka survived the ordeal, escaping with just a gunshot wound to his arm. This near-death experience forced him to take a step back and reevaluate the so-called glamorous rapper lifestyle.
Before your debut,
Stop lacking,
you were
nigga.
shot
Shit.
and robbed at a car wash. Do you know
Stop
what
being
happened?
by
I
yourself.
still go to car wash. Yeah, I know what happens. Definitely.
Them
100%.
niggas don't be by themselves.
That was a blessing. When I got shot, my leader ain't called me. He ain't called me and said, yo, you okay? You know what I'm saying? That was Warner Brother. Guess what this man said? Yo, can you record? After I got shot, I never in my life trust labels. Because you money to them. You ain't no artist. You a golden ticket.
After recovering, Waka gained a fresh outlook on life. He kept grinding, and with the success of Flockavelli, things seemed to be going great. But behind the scenes, cracks were beginning to form. It was a classic case of why mixing business with family can get complicated. In May 2010, while Gucci Mane was serving time in jail, he made a surprising announcement. He revealed that he was leaving So Icy Entertainment and cutting ties with Mizé Entertainment, the management company run by Waka's mom, Deborah Antony. Apparently, things had gotten messy. Allegedly, Mizé was booking Gucci for shows without telling the promoters that he was about to go to jail. On top of that, there were claims that Mizé was selling Gucci's verses without permission, leading to a series of federal lawsuits. Gucci had had enough and released a statement saying, "I'm taking control of all my business properties and keeping the focus on my career, my music, and my artists. All the pieces to the puzzle are finally in place, and once I get home, it's Gucci time." Gucci Mane then became the president and CEO of 1017 Brick Squad.
Oh, it's this bitch ass nigga. Oh my god. This is this fucking loser. Nigga with the misinformation.
Records, a new label under Warner
God
Records.
damn it.
Waka Flocka was one of the first artists to sign to the imprint, but despite still being managed by his mother, this whole situation sparked the beginning of the end of Gucci and Waka's close friendship. Another major event hit Waka Flocka's life, adding to the wild roller coaster he'd been on. He was just minding his business, shooting a music video with Gucci Mane, when suddenly some guy shows up on set, shouting all kinds of crazy things at him.
I'm here. What's happening? I'm here, bro. I'm not studying. I'm Gucci, you cool. We talking about.
Now, Waka had apparently stepped on some toes because some locals weren't too thrilled about him being in their neighborhood. There's actually a video shot by worldstarhiphop.com where you can see this guy walking up to the video shoot just hurling insults at Waka Flocka. It turns out these two had some beef in the past, and the guy wasn't happy about seeing Waka on his turf. If you watch the video, you'll notice the dudes rolling up on Waka are all rocking the Crips signature blue, making it pretty clear where their affiliations lie. Things got heated fast.
Niggas in Jersey said 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Better yet, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Send us the email via Discord. Hate Chief Keef rally. Cause that fucking song was just too damn hard. Ain't no motherfucking way Finito is a song about us. Yep,
and for a moment, it looked like Waka and the guy were about to throw down right there on the set. But thankfully, nothing major went down, and it didn't turn into a full-blown fight.
I'm the one that beat you. I'm the one that. Yeah, I'm the one that. You know what's happening? She's going west side to the bullet. It's square, baby. What's happening? Either you gonna do it like these. We out here eating, bro. We out here eating, bro.
Drip set, man.
This shit way bigger than this, bro. Either you gonna do it like.
Still, after that whole incident, Waka wasn't bothered at all. He didn't even flinch.
That's why government won.
And I ain't talking about but shout out to my got money made backs like Trump. Hey, two-step. Nah, man, social video shoot. Turn it to the man. Goonied out, man. Shout out to just got down scene trying to fight me with a camera phone.
But that didn't stop those Crip guys. They kept coming after Waka, going off on him multiple times after that.
He got the black eye on there. You feel me? I put you feel me? You see it? You feel me? Well, I don't pay for your but I tied up. This what I do. You don't get no respect in my hood, boy.
Fast forward to 2011, after riding the wave of Flockavelli's success, Waka dropped a collaborative mixtape with Gucci Mane called Ferrari Boys on August 9th of that year. Waka was flying high, and even decided to start his own label under 1017 Records, naming it Brick Squad Monopoly. He was on top of the world, with another hot single, Round of Applause, featuring Drake. By this point, Waka had become a mainstream star, but just as things were looking great, tragedy struck again. On December 16th, 2011, Waka's best friend and fellow 1017 rapper Slim Duncan was shot and offed. Slim was at Star Studios in Atlanta because Gucci Mane had a video shoot planned there. The whole 1017 family was present, but things took a dark turn when Slim got into an argument with another ATL rapper, Young Vito. The altercation escalated, and Vito ended up shooting Slim in the stomach. Slim was rushed to the hospital, but tragically he didn't make it. Waka was absolutely crushed. He tweeted, "Wish it was me. My effing right hand is gone." Losing Slim was a devastating blow. First, Waka had survived being shot, and now his best friend was gone, leaving him questioning everything. He even blamed himself for Slim's death.
How did Slim Duncan's death affect you? I mean, I'm sure it's still affecting you now, but I don't accept it. I don't accept it. Period. Imagine, you know what I mean? That's how you feel? Like, yeah. So you feel like if you hadn't made him rap, you'd still be here? Yeah. Wow, that's heavy, man. That's heavy to wear.
You could hear the pain in Waka's voice during this time. He needed to restart his whole life, his career, everything. But at least he still had his brother, Gucci Mane. And for a while, that was enough to keep him pushing forward in the rap game. However, as Waka's career kept skyrocketing and he started grabbing more of the spotlight, tension began to build between him and Gucci. The two had always been close, but as egos clashed, their relationship began to crumble. The breaking point came on March 15th, 2013, when Gucci Mane sent a tweet that shocked everyone. Waka Flocka Flame officially dropped off Brick Squad 1017. Big Guwop says, "Give me an offer for this disloyal and asterisk, 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 asterisk." That tweet sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world. Gucci's camp later claimed the tweet was the work of a hacker, but Waka wasn't buying it. He fired back saying, "I'm the loyalist person you could ever see. I took on a man's beef, risked my life, hung out the window, risked my freedom. I never backed down. To my knowledge, it ain't nothing but jealousy." Things got worse when Waka dissed Gucci at a Dipset reunion show later that month. The beef between them kept escalating, and by November 2013, it hit another level when Gucci filed a lawsuit against Waka and his mom, Deborah Antony. In the lawsuit, Gucci accused Deborah of stealing jewelry, failing to report her income taxes, mishandling his assets, withholding royalty payments, and inflating costs for record label expenses. Waka responded on Twitter, but also made an appearance on The Breakfast Club where he vented about the fallout with Gucci.
How crazy he doing? Or I don't care if he jump off the roof. I don't wait. If I catch him, it's going digital. I don't want to kill him or nothing. I just want to slap him a couple of times.
What was once a dynamic duo, often compared to Batman and Robin in the Atlanta rap scene, was now completely dismantled. To make matters worse, many fans started siding with Gucci, thinking that Waka only gained popularity because of Gucci's fame. The pressure was mounting, and just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, Waka was hit with another heartbreaking tragedy. On December 29th, 2013, Waka's younger brother, K.O. Red, died from an apparent S-side. Losing K.O. was a devastating blow. K.O., like Waka, was an aspiring artist trying to make a name for himself in the rap game. The two had performed together.
R.I.P.
Recorded music and were incredibly close. K.O.'s death hit Waka hard. There was already so much pressure on K.O. being the younger brother of Waka Flocka Flame. And to add to that, K.O. had been struggling with losing his eyesight. On the night of his death, K.O. had tried to reach out to Waka. He called him, but Waka, caught up in his fast-paced lifestyle, didn't answer the phone. That decision haunted him. Waka couldn't help but wonder if things would have turned out differently if he had just picked up the call.
No answer. He called you before he...
Look, that's when I seen like, yo, this rap.
The loss of his younger brother K.O. hit Waka Flocka harder than anything he'd ever experienced. It pushed him into using drugs as a way to numb the unbearable pain. He had lost two blood brothers, his best friend Slim Duncan, who was like a brother to him, and even had a falling out with Gucci Mane, someone he considered a brother by choice. Waka was losing the people closest to him, and as he watched life pass him by, he realized he was losing himself too. The fame, the money, the wild lifestyle, none of it mattered anymore. He knew he needed to make a change. Waka decided it was time to reevaluate his life and focus on being a role model, not just a rapper. He knew how toxic the music industry could be, how it lured artists into a fast life, only to chew them up and spit them out. When Waka signed his deal in 2010, it was for just $50,000. Warner Records hid the truth from him, covering up how much money he was really bringing in.
From day one. Like when I tell y'all, like, I tell them like, all right, yo, did I recoup yet? They're like, nah, you ain't recoup.
I'm like, how did I not recoup? I got 400 shows a month.
Betrayed by the very industry that was supposed to make him a star, Waka's pain only deepened, and it became clear he needed to step away from that world for good. From then on, his priorities shifted. He started learning financial literacy, investing in businesses, and finding joy in things beyond music, like sports and video games. He married Tammy Rivera in 2014 and fully committed to being a father figure to her daughter Charlie, who he's loved as his own since she was just 4 years old. It didn't matter that Charlie wasn't his biological daughter, Waka stepped up to be the dad she needed. After 2014, Waka stopped caring about the fame. He never dropped another album, and the rap game no longer held any appeal for him. Instead, he focused on improving his life and helping others. Waka became an advocate for S-side prevention and mental health awareness, a cause close to his heart after losing KO. He and his mother, Deborah Antony, founded the No RIP Foundation in honor of KO, which supports grieving families and promotes responsible media coverage of deaths. Waka has openly shared the emotional toll KO's death has had on him. In 2020, he tweeted, "You have no idea how it feels to want to delete your own life. My little brother took his own life, man, and I deal with this fact every birthday because his birthday is a day after mine. This year, I'm officially accepting the fact that he's in a better place." His efforts to raise awareness and promote mental health earned him an honorary doctorate in philanthropy and humanitarianism in New York. While Waka had made a lot of money from his rap career, he wasn't the best with managing it at first, like many artists in the game. But with his new outlook on life, he took financial literacy seriously, learning how to manage his money, make smart investments, and secure his future.
Once I learned the credit game, it was over. Game was over. When I know I had all the millions and I didn't even have a credit card, the dumbest. I was like the dumbest person ever. I used to just spend money on everything. Man, please.
Though he stepped away from music, he didn't completely leave entertainment behind. He and Tammy landed a successful reality show on WETV called Waka and Tammy, Waka Flocka. The show had its ups and downs, but it allowed Waka to spend more time with his family while also bringing in income. These days, Waka Flocka Flame is living life on his own terms. He may not be dropping albums or touring, but that's okay with him. He's focused on what really matters: feeding his cows on his farm, playing old school video games, investing in cryptocurrency, and continuing his philanthropic work. Whenever he speaks or posts on social media, it's to share wisdom, encourage others to improve their lives, and to help people avoid the same traps he fell into. Waka didn't get stuck in the toxic cycle of the music industry. He made millions from rap but lost loved ones along the way. Instead of continuing down that destructive path, one filled with partying and chasing superficial success, he quit the game and took control of his life. Funny enough, he's richer now than he ever was, and most importantly, he's happier. With that kind of peace, why would he ever want to go back to music?
Yep. Yep. So, god damn, I can't even eat. Motherfucking okay. So, what I was saying is, I can't even fucking talk because I'm stuff in my mouth. No diddy. We watched a fucking real booty warrior story, fucking Corvell. Oh my god! But my fucking mic yesterday, my fucking mic